What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today is Thursday, and a quick introduction of myself. I'm Daniel Dewey, and I love automation. Uh, so let's see. Last time, what we covered was we were trying to work with Octavia down on the hardware downstairs. Um, Ran across a few issues, mainly on the configuration itself. Initially couldn't find glands. We found the issue for that and fixed it. And now Neutron's having an issue. And now to circle it all back, it's become very apparent that yet another case of do not edit or do not do development on production. Um, so there's the lesson learned on that. So today we're going to take a step back and uh, we're gonna work on. We're gonna put Octavia to the side a bit. We're gonna put just kind of OpenStack itself on the side a bit, and we're gonna try to get KVM and libvirt with Vagrant and Molecule set up and working on my workstation. Um, this will do a couple things. One is keeps me off of developing from the hardware. The main reason that I was doing that in the first place was because I was using VirtualBox initially, and VirtualBox does not support embedded virtualization. And so, if I wanted to test something like Nova or Octavia, it wouldn't work, or was never going to work. Uh, so the main goal is to go and be able to do that so that I don't have to be testing on the actual hardware. The other thing is also at some point I'll want to enable embedded virtualization to work on the stuff downstairs as well. But I really want to make sure it's working up here first. So technically, when I get around to that particular task, I'll be doing dual embedded virtualization. Um, so anyway, so the other main reason is because doing it here on the machine is a bit quicker, and it's a lot easier to be able to tear down, destroy, and recreate. Um, while I can do it downstairs, the one downside of doing it is that because it's on the physical hardware, that means that I have to actually go and reinstall the OS by hand because I do not have. I have yet to stand up a Pixie server with Kickstart files and kind of don't quite have a setup where I can let it just do the whole thing on its own. That is a goal that I'd like to get to, but we're definitely not there yet. In addition, it'd just be like, well, if I'm doing OpenStack level development, I also just get it on the same machine and be a little bit quicker turnaround and quicker development as well. So let's go ahead and kick it into gear. So I did a little bit of this in my last stream. And I should actually, I never tested to make sure that was working. It should. There we go, 12. All right. All right. So I'll admit today I'm a little tired. I don't quite know why, but let's see how far I get. And worst comes to worst, I'm there is a possibility I may cut it short, but I'm hoping not to. That I am really tired. So, but I also do want to get this working. So one thing I may do, and I'm a little bit more resolved to actually do it, is depending on where I end up today, I may actually do some stuff off camera over the weekend, and then come back on Tuesday and just kind of pick up from wherever I left off. I do want to try. If I'm lucky, I'll have Octavia up and running and working, and everything's all happy. I will still also have to do Ansibilize Octavia, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself right now. So let's see if we can get. Let's see. The other reason to get this working is so that I can Ansibilize Octavia on a much quicker turnaround basis compared to potentially messing up the setup downstairs, as I may have already done. Um, and while configuration management can, in ideally just put everything back to where it was, that's not always the case in terms of data within a database, as OpenStack does do for tracking of things. It'll help with configuration files, it'll help with the state of services, um, but it cannot really help as far as it's way more complicated and dangerous to have it be messing with something inside the database, aside from like a first time setup. So anyway, so let's just go ahead and see if we can get this going. So the OS I am running on, or that this workstation runs, is called, this is a System 76 laptop. It runs a customized version of Ubuntu called Pop! OS, which System 76 made themselves. And then it's just as I mentioned, it's a derivative of Ubuntu. They don't really add too much aside from a few graphical enhancements and some of their own packages to handle the hardware that they sell with it. So any instructions I follow with Ubuntu should work perfectly fine. So let's see, bridge network is dedicated network card to a virtual machine, which helps guest machines to connect outside the network. And this must be set up. Sorry, something just came up and I really got to look at this. Give me one moment. Sorry, I really do gotta handle this. It's a bit time sensitive. Give me just a moment. I apologize. Come on. Ever had a thing where it's like something is important and you gotta do it now, and then all of a sudden the app's like, hey, we updated, here's all the things we changed. It's like, I'd like to read that later, just not now. Okay. Alright, apologies about that. That is handled. That is done. Let's put that there. Oh, wrong thing. Let's that. Alright. Sorry about that. Alright. So we need to create a bridge interface that the virtual machines will connect to, thus go out. One thing that is a little bit unfortunate is, well, might be a bit more advanced, but so because this is a laptop, this could be on wireless, this could be hardlined. I'd rather not care. I'd rather not have it care. But I don't want to dig into that level of advance right now. All right, you can easily use or net plan to configure bridge network. Okay, here we're using it. Okay. Install bridge utils. Let me make sure I didn't already do that. I did. Looks like I did not do. It should already be there. Resolve conf. It's already there. All right. God, my phone won't shut up. Excuse me. All right, sudo vim etc network interfaces. If up down has been replaced by netplan on the system, see etc netplan for current. Oh, all right. Where's this send me? This sends me to netplan. All right. Netplan create bridge for KVM. Let's get out of here, please. All right. Let's bring this over so I can see a bit more. Struggling with net plans. I need Windows to run on servers which isn't available in Linux, etc. Blah 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 blah. Examples. Oh. Yeah, at some point I should probably read documentation. Okay, they're showing me this stuff. All right. Lower collection of example netplan configurations for common scenarios. If you see a scenario missing or have one to contribute, blah blah blah. To configure netplans, save configuration files under etc netplan with a YAML extension. All right, vi etc net plan. Anything there? Nothing there. All right. We'll call this KVM bridge .yaml. Then run sudo netplan apply. This command parses and applies the configuration to the system. Configuration written to disk under etc will persist between reboots. Okay. All right. Bridging. Okay, create a version that uses DHCP. Consisting of a single device that uses DHCP, right? Network version 2 renderer network D Ethernets. Actually, get libvirt D to use a specific bridge with a tagged VLAN will continue to provide an untagged interface as well. Interesting. Wait, so is this... Oh, I don't like this. Not a fan. So this is saying... I mean, I actually like what this is doing. My main concern, though, is that because this is a laptop, I don't want... I don't want netplan taking control over the GNOME interface, preferably. Let's see, netplan, KVM, laptop. Let's do this. Bridge laptop. Whoever made this blog, I like them. Kicking and screaming, and now it's broken. Network manager bad, system D good, netplan a curveball, make a YAML. This is where I actually wish I had a desktop rather than trying to do laptop stuff. It's just scenario wise would be a lot easier. Wait, there's another curve. I'll introduce the new. It's called netplan. Would you like to know more? Should quick read about it. I get why it exists, but geez, no. Yeah. Wow, that markup language is not hard, especially it's YAML, but another layer of complexity. Yeah. Is a renderer and is used to configure NM or network D, but to quote the website linked above, using network D as a renderer does not let devices automatically come up using DHCP. Each interface needs to be specified in a file in Etsy NetPlan for its configuration to be written and for it to be used in network D. All right. All right. So is there really nothing in there? NetPlan, KVM. Oh, just anything there? There's nothing there. Find the name of your active and use IP. That's probably easiest. The active ones. Networks CTL list. All right, let's see. What does NetPlan allow as far as commands? Generate packing configuration from NetPlan YAML files. First net configure files understood by the backends. Does not apply the generated configuration. You will not normally need to run this directly as it is run by NetPlan apply or at boot. It is still to select the switch from, okay. Blah, blah, blah. NetPlan for newbies. Replacing network. God, it seems like network manager was like just came around, or it's like, or at least for me, it just getting used to it. Now all of a sudden it's getting replaced. So it's not really replacing it, it's just making it easier to interact with, best I can tell. So that's not a true statement what they're writing here. Problem is one of simplicity. It doesn't necessarily talk about larger good learn. Really stick with mapping. Of course, they still by having this managed wireless stuff, you're gonna be um your password's in plain text, man. Those are easy. False synchronized our neck Wi-Fi as mentioned in the news. The bridge is entirely. So I guess, could I do that? Could I just tell this thing to define a bridge and to use an interface and leave it at that? Uh, Network version 2 renderer network D bridges R0. Stop that. Interfaces. I know that's not the real interface name. I'll check it in a sec. This guy. All right. Should do. It still does it, doesn't it? I'm confused. Alright, copy paste didn't quite work. Oop, there's another one. Okay. Let's see. Does not allow creating new but a user can add new addresses. Interesting. So last setting up a default route, use the only. Okay. Man, I like the idea of what they're doing here. It's an interesting concept. A lot easier to be able to set this up through simple YAML files rather than configuring interfaces directly. And you could potentially have it version controlled as well so that you know what the state of the machine is. Um, Interfaces, that, okay. Alright. Let's look. Alright, so that's that. So I need to verify. Then tell lib you'd be setting up a bridge in the host linked with the external interface in your case, blah. Then tell libvirt use that bridge and your guest will get devices on this. You will then either need to set up libvirt DNS mask in the host to serve IPs to the guest from the range that you want to, or configure your guest statically in the guest to the addresses you want them to use. Something like and for libvirt network to use the bridge provided by the system. Then should on. So just to be sure, alright, so network manager is definitely running. Okay, so there is no network D, so I need to edit my thing. Yar. Network manager. Okay. Alright, let's give it a try. Net plan, debug, generate. Oh, so I do have to define the interface. Darn it. Do I want to bother with doing this through NetPlan, or do I want to just do it through Network Manager? Then we'll see. Alright. I'll have to take a look at this in a sec. I need to use the facilities. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. I am back. Alright. Get this back set up, we can get back, get the show on the road again. Come on. Alright. Alright, so let's see. Video NMCLI con show. Alright. NMCLI con sudo on add type bridge hyphen br0. Uh-oh. Oh, just no dash, just. Alright, there we go. Alright, that's up, boy. An MCLI con add type bridge dash slave. I have name ENO. Well, wait a minute. We got network. Okay, that's not gonna help. All right, let's see. We've got add type bridge slave. I've named ENO1 master BR0. I don't really want the bridge to be the master though. Do I? What am I thinking? The basic idea of what I want in my head, but I'm not quite sure how to get it the way I want it. So what did I do here? No. Did I lose that page? I think I did. Net plan KVM bridge. Oh wait, because T-Bucks is not going to be doing that. All right. Well, let's just do it. IF name. Oh, this is spelled wrong. And weird. Home and really, home and end is broke. Oh, I'll have to look into that later. That'll be the device. BR's master BR0 and MCLI con up BR0. Go. Oh, bridge dash BR0. What? Ooh, Wi-Fi's not wigging out, so that's something. Alright, let's come back over here. Let's install KVM. QMU, KVM, QMU, Vert Manager, Vert Viewer, lib, Vert, dash bin. Alright, it's all there. I need to be added to. Nope, I'm already there. Libvert. Cool. All right. So in theory, virtual machine. Oh, what? Oh God, why? Oh God. All right, LibreOffice. Wait. Oh. Libvert may not be running. Vert. It's enabled. It's not running. Vert D. Yeah. That. Vert. Come on. Let's see. Oh, here you go. Liberty. Units. D. It is running. Just in case, is there KVM? KVM. Okay. Liberty status. Oh, way around. Seems fine. I'm missing something. Unable to connect to libvirt QEMU system. Verify the libvirt D daemon is running. Is. Oh, permission denied. Yeah. Alright. Oh, I think I know what's going on. Alright. I don't have permission because it's new user stuff. Thinking, let's clean this up real quick. Alright, and then let's go ahead and just close everything down. Those tabs. Okay. Log out. Log back in. And theoretically, this should now work. Yep. Alright. Yeah, it was just a matter of new group permissions and it wasn't set yet. Okay. Go away. Connect. Details. That's just that. Alright. Let's make a new machine. Or let's just make sure this works. Forward. Use ISO. Should have something. Browse local and downloads already. There you are. Forward. Just start with that for now. We just want to verify this works. 15. Next. Finish. Hey, that looks good. Press Control left and Alt left. Okay. I can get my thing back. View Manager. Okay, there's that. View. Resize to VM. Okay. So one thing I would like to verify is that networking works. Let's just leave it automatic for now. 122.26. Interesting. Alright, let's just leave that for now. Begin. And then we'll let that run. Now the goal is once this, so the basic plan of attack is once this installs, test to make sure networking works. Can I get out? I'm less concerned. Well, I won't say that. I do want to make sure at some point. I should probably also check to make sure I can get into it from the outside. Although it's natted, so yeah, I'll have to think about some things. But the main thing would be that's what it's doing. Okay. So the main thing would be I will want to verify I can get in, and then see if we can get this working with Molecule. So the idea is Molecule should be able to do all this on its own. In turn, it will also need to be able to log into it, which it should be able to figure out with the NAT, since that's what Vagrant will need. Well, that's how Vagrant gets in. And then I already have the details, most of the details in there on creating a second interface so that it can connect to a host-only network. I may need to do that here by hand, but we'll see. Cool. Oh, download's got to add it because of the. Okay. Bridge. Start mode on bridge. Oh, this is actually creating a bridge. So verb br0. If I pull up terminal and then CLI show. Oh wait, no, I can't remember. Con show. So it's just reusing vir br0. So I may not need that bridge br0 I created. Should be completely fine by me. Put this down here. Yeah, device vir br0. Cool. So far everything's working out. Alright, let's take a look at brain fart. Restore previous session. Oh, excuse me. Stop it. Alright, so as soon as this boots, Alright, it's up. I can ping Google. Just full screen. What was this one again? No, this is snapshots. Info. Huh. Okay. Display space. Video QXL controller. Been a while since I've looked at this. I forgot how much control you actually have with all this. Cool. Alright, so I guess one thing actually I would like to look into is how do you tell Vert Manager port forward. If you do. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Alright. That's details of the host. If I open. Pause view. If I go to Nick, well, it shows. Huh. Random number generator. Interesting. There's a lot of customization. And I'm not sure if I really want to mess with most of this. Alright, so it looks like there's no good way aside of doing port forward except for maybe through IP tables. Yep. Okay. I think in that case, I'm just gonna leave. My hope is that libvirt, the vagrant libvirt stuff actually handles that on its own, but we shall see. So let me go ahead and just shut down. Okay. Close this. Yeah, that's fine. Was I changing network? I didn't think I was. Alright, so we'll leave that just as a testing thing. Let's take a look at, so I think the next part is molecule and getting this guy to work. Psychopath file. Oh, let's see. Auto configuration. There was something I was looking at where you could go and say, here's Tmux, and then here's the starting here's the starting directory. -C is working directory. Okay. Alright, so let's take a look at one of our configs. When I was looking at this before, I believe I was looking at FreeIP server. I haven't changed anything, but I think this is a good one to just kind of just start looking at. So a couple things. libvirt toolkit is known to work with Vagrant libvirt provider plugin. Before installing, you need to have libvirt installed. If you plan to run the test on your local machine, some users have reported dependency issues when installing Vagrant libvirt, so it's highly recommended to check this section. You also need a Vagrant compatible version installed on your machine. Note that not all we're going to check the Vagrant libvirt documentation. Vagrant libvirt, this section. Let me close these out because I don't need them now. Here's Vagrant libvirt. Is the same site? Yeah. Support VMs with no box for Pixie boot purposes. First, you should have both QEMU and libvirt installed. Do you plan to run VMs on your local system? For instructions, refer to your Linux distribution documentation. Before you start using Vagrant libvirt, please make sure your libvirt and QEMU installation is working correctly and you are able to create QEMU and KVM type virtual machines with Virsh or Virt Manager. So I guess we did. So this is a KVM type. Hypervisor KVM. So let's do a new one. Architecture. ISO image. Plus type. Yeah, let's just say go ahead and detect it. Just CentOS again. Do stuff. Finish. I guess there's no way for me to look at it. Looks like there's no way for me to be able to specify KVM or QEMU. Cancel installation, that's fine. Let's just assume that KVM works, QEMU is working. Not necessarily an overly safe assumption, but we'll work it. Next, you must have Vagrant installed. Yep, Vagrant libvirt supports Vagrant 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, and 1.8. We only test with the upstream version. If you decide to install your distro's version and you run into problems, as the first step, you should switch to upstream. So here's where I have a bit of a problem with this. Vagrant is up to like version 2.2. And they don't list this. So, but they say they only test with upstream. So with that in mind, I'm going to say that this should work. If it doesn't, we just don't install it. But all right, so Ubuntu 12, 14, 16. Notice they don't have 18. I don't think they actually keep their documentation completely up to date. Sudo apt-get build dep vagrant and ruby-libvirt. Okay, go for it. Okay. Apps get install. QMAS should already be there. libvirt-bin should already be there. EB tables, maybe there. DNS mask dash base. 7 upgraded. Over the QEMU stuff, okay. And finally, these guys. Continually install, okay. Alright. Now you're ready to install Vagrant libvirt using standard Vagrant plugin installation methods. Let that finish all the way through, and ideally we'll have something that works. Then we'll do a test with this. We should see it show up in the virt manager. Alright. Nectar test. Vagrant init Dora 24-cloud-base. Alright, and then looks like the following thing were necessary. Dora 24-cloud-base config. Very part of okay. Vagrant up provider equals libvirt. Error while connecting libvirt, error making connection to libvirt URI. Let's do this real quick. Should be fine. Let's do a restart. Just in case. So the idea is once we reboot, hopefully the packages have settled out, so is the permissions. I'll encrypt my disk, and then the GUI should come back. This part usually takes a little bit. Oh, but yeah, just as a short reminder, if you got any questions, comments, words of wisdom, feel free to put them in the chat, and try to get back to, well, got things set up so that I should see them regardless, but just in case. But yeah, start a conversation. By all means, this is as much a learning experience for me as it is for anyone else. All right, let's do this again. All right, there's our vagrant amplifier libvirt. There we go. That looks better. I probably could have been just fine. Oh man, probably would have been just fine doing a just a simple log out and log back in, but with the amount of stuff changing, I wanted to make sure I was not missing anything. 404 not found. All right, so let's do this then. Vagrant, excuse me, .com. Find boxes. It doesn't have to be Fedora. Let's just, here we go. libvirt is supported, so let's pull this guy. CentOS/7. Let's open up the Vagrant file and replace this. CentOS/7. And we'll do that Vagrant up again. Even though I already have CentOS 7 downloaded, it's not for the correct provider, so it's going to go ahead and re-download it for specifically the libvirt version, as you can tell in the URL right here. The version I have already is for VirtualBox, but we're not going to use VirtualBox this time around. So I would like to see this fully booted, and then we can move on to modifying Molecule to be using this appropriately, and then we'll snowball from there. And everything is looking good. Let's go ahead and pull up my virtual manager. There's the test default. So that's Vagrant starting things up. Should be safe opening it. Yeah, so it's doing all the stuff in the back end, and it's done. And just to show that all is well, let's do a Vagrant SSH. So we're in home Vagrant. Sudo touch, do something on the root. Test. Now, let's look here. So standard file system. Let's do sudo touch test my file. Okay, and then if we come over here and we want, ooh, this is the tricky part. Let's do this. So the reason why this is a little bit tricky is the box doesn't come with credentials normally. The main being is they expect you to come in through Vagrant. So what we will do is we'll sudo password root. Actually, no, sudo su dash. So now we're in his root. Run password. Change the password for root. Password is password. It's so diabolically simple. Nobody will be able to guess it. And reference. And with that, we should now be able to log in as root. And if we ls the slash, there's the test my file right above the green temp. So that proves that's the same system. This is Vagrant using libvirt. All is awesome. All right, so let's go ahead, shut this down. Actually, let's not do it here. Just get out. Let's do vagrant destroy. Oh, I'm the wrong system. Vagrant destroy. Vagrant, still in the wrong system. Jeez. It's like a bad inception. I'm forgetting how many layers I'm in. Alright. So it did it, and if we swap over to virtual machine, the other machine is gone. This is still my base system. Cool. Everything is working the way I hoped and expected. Alright, so let's get rid of our test directory. We've proven that that works. And now for the tricky bit. Now we find out how we can, how to get molecule working with this. So, well, I don't have code up right now, so let's pull up FreeIPA server. On the side, we're done with this. Alright, so here's molecules documentation on the right. And here's code on the left with my FreeIPA server project. I've already got molecule.yaml opened, and it's currently configured to use the VirtualBox stuff, which is what I was using before. So let's go ahead. First gets actually cd FreeIPA server get status. Okay. I want to make sure that I've got the state saved as is, so that if I mess up, I can always revert and just reset the head if I need. So we did this. Molecule allows to provide provider option domains the molecule in the provider section. Here's the provider. Nope. What am I looking at? Here's the platform section. Provider section. Here we go. Let's take a quick look. Parallels, VirtualBox, VMware Fusion. Oh. All libvirt specific such as one above must be specified in the provider segment list. Other options such as synced or network service settings, should be added to the raw config args as they are vagrant generic parameters. Note that you can use special libvirt parameters such as libvirt tunnel type as it is shown in the example below. Please refer to the vagrant libvirt documentation for getting a better understanding. Alright. This is vagrant. Vagrant. That's just generic stuff. I want molecule specific stuff. Provider, libvirt, options, usage, larg. So they got, why is, alright, one keeps vibrating. Alright, so we got vagrant, raw configs, got the platforms. Here you can define boxes. Here's the providers. Name libvirt, type libvirt. See, this looks different. Why do you look different? Vagrant, provider, name, VirtualBox, type VirtualBox, options. This is not quite what I was expecting. Uses provider plugins. Let's look at the drivers first. Let's take a step back. All right. Use drivers to blah blah blah. Okay, there's Docker. Docker, OpenStack. Which, good thing to note, I do plan on using OpenStack later on. Not for, well, I could use it for this OpenStack stuff for building this out, but I need an existing cluster. But that would be a nice option to have, is instead of running it locally, just go and say, hey, go OpenStack, go spin this up, and I can test it out there, so I can use this guy for other things. But that's not what I want now. Wait a minute. Oh, wait, Vagrant. Yep. Alright, Vagrant driver. Or is this molecule init. The driver is certificate by default. The Docker flag is not passable. Name of the Vagrant box. Oh, wait. Okay. Provider. Wish they wouldn't do this. This is a little confusing the way they set that up because it's not in line with the rest of their documentation. Provider, VirtualBox. Where can I set provider? Okay. Well, and that's what I was looking at. So provide. Oh. Okay. Provider platforms. Okay. It's starting to come back to me a little bit. It's taken a while, but it's coming back. All right. KVM are supported. Oh. Okay. In the Vagrant Liver project site. Vagrant plug did that. In the provider section. Name. Alright, so let's do this. Name is libvirt D. Just libvirt. Let's just say libvirt for now. Without any this provider exposes quite a few. This could be useful if you actually want to, if you have QEMU or KVM set up elsewhere. Allow you to configure how Vagrant Liver connects to libvirt and are used to generate libvirt connection URI. Hypervisor name to access. Name of the server where libvirt is running. I might be able to get away with not having to specify any of this. Usage. All libvirt specific options, such as the one above, provider specific and domain options, must be specified in the provider section. Nevertheless, other options such as synced or network settings should be added to the raw config args. Alright, that's what I read before. Please refer. Alright, so this would belong inside the provider section. What about, so they want platforms in there as well? Why did they not need that there before? Or was I just getting lucky? Let's do this. I'm gonna move lint. I'm gonna move it just before provisioners. Oop. Name. So we'll name this libvirt CentOS 75. There's the box. Provider. Oh, and indent that. Worst comes to worst, doesn't work. Providers. Name libvirt. That's interesting. Why is there? I have to put it there anyway. Type libvirt. Options. Driver KVM. Let's do memory 1024 and CPUs 2. Let's go ahead and just leave it to the default. I'm hoping the rest I don't need to specify. So with that, what's this? Box version defaults to equals can include constraints. That's nice to know. Platforms, box, and then box version. I like that. That way you're not actually surprised if a box updates itself. Alright, so let's do molecule init. No, I need to source it because I've got everything in a Python virtual environment. Molecule init. Actually, no, I don't need to init. I'm hoping that should be enough. So let's try this molecule. It's been so long. Molecule converge. Uh-oh. No, it was quick. Too many values to unpack. Expected 2. And your output doesn't actually help to tell me where you had a problem. Oh, here it is. Other name type options. Too many values to unpack. Expected 2. Is that what it is? Failed to validate driver provider name unallowed value type. Alright, so let's try this. I may need to go under platforms. No, alright, so back to this, take that out. Provider. Failed to validate. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is vagrant. Ansible section. F5 vagrant. Oh. Oh, did they update this? Oh boy. 1.22. Molecule. What version are you? 2.16. Wait, what? I know. Okay, that's fine. This looks a little bit more familiar. All right. Well, shoot. All right. Let's back it up again. Let's pull up Visual Studio Code. Driver, vagrant. This looks better. All right. Looks like I'm behind a few versions. I may need to amend that, but let's get this working first. The name, driver, name, vagrant. Let's just take this out for now. Platforms. There's nothing here to specify libvirt. So let's look at that was platforms or provisioner. No, provisioners. Ansible. Let's look at platforms. Yeah. Was libvirt only added recently? I may be updating sooner than I thought. Take a quick search. Libvirt. What's this? Oh, molecule vagrant module manages vagrant via an internal Ansible. The following belongs to the appropriate creators for and uses the and uses the default providers. Oh, wait a minute. Providers. Across scenarios. I think I need to upgrade. Alright, so before I do requirements. Alright, I didn't log Ansible, which is gonna be problematic. Let's take a quick look at one of my other guys. Code, OpenStack, CenterWorks. This guy. I don't want this guy to be a problem, so let's bring him over as well. And then we're still in the FreeAPI server, so let's do let's see, pip update requirements.txt. Pip install this dash upgrade. You don't mind having installed blah 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 blah. Let's do that. Pip install -r requirements dash upgrade. At some point, I'm also gonna have to look at upgrading Ansible itself. Why is my pip so old? Why is pip so old? I've got some upgrade to do, but not tonight. I just want this to work. Please. This is honestly the hardest part of trying to actually keep a stable dev environment, is a lot of times people just keep moving all the documentation and the software, and then things just stop working the way you need it to. Alright, let's verify molecule updated 219. Okay. So 219. Excuse me. May not have needed to actually do that. Oh well. Oh, molecule. Alright. Molecule matches vagrantly. Providers, VirtualBox default VMware. Okay. Create instances. Destroy instances. The following belongs in the appropriate create or destroy playbooks and uses the default provider. Instance platform state up with items. Why would you? What am I looking at? Oh, what is this? Hold on. Hosts, local host. Oh wait, okay, this is the Ansible. So this needs to be put inside. I need to create my own create or destroy playbooks, it looks like. Alright, for just a second it sounded like someone was launching fireworks. Oh, why do you have to be so difficult? Can we undo this? Provider name libvirt. Why can't I do that again? Driver. Children. Vagrant. Driver provider. Managing the vagrant is not the default driver. Okay, molecule leverages molecule's own vagrant by mapping variables. Okay. Change the provider pass to vagrant. Provider name equals parallels, or in my case, libvirt. Change the options pass to the SSH client. Provide the files molecule will preserve upon each subcommand. Molecule vagrant module. Alright. I don't think I need to go into that level, so let's try this again. Converge. See, that's looking better. Hey! Yes! Alright. So simple. It's always the simple things. See, I can see, like, if... Why would you do it this way? Uh-oh. Oh, that's because my vagrant's not running, that's why. Alright, but that's actually working. Which is great. It's exactly what I wanted. I just realized, though, I did not check to verify that I had embedded virtualization working. How to enable nested virtualization? Why is this so large? Yes, it is supported. Enabling. Let's do this. Ubuntu 18 nested virtualization KVM. Edit configuration of an existing virtual machine. You'd like to see it nested like follows. It's possible to create virtual machine on guest OS. CPU mode equals host pass through. They let you do whatever. Alright, so let's take a look at molecule login. Module, KVM, Intel, parameters, nested. No. Performance. Why is disk IO disabled? Memory usage, disk IO, and network IO are disabled. I'm gonna have to look into that. Direct kernel boot. Apple comments. There we go. Video controller. Euler. Okay. Damn it. Quick save. Let's see. If not run, back again to confirm. Oh, interesting. If I tell copy, apply, and then let's give this a start. So the main thing is I'll have to figure out how to do this copy as an option for molecule. Cat sys module KVM parameters nested. Let's see. No. Stop. Mute. Wait. They're talking a bunch. They're talking a bunch. KVM. Okay. KVM. Okay, not found. Yeah, if KVM exists. Okay, so the acceleration can be there just based on the fact that dev KVM exists. CPU checker. Where'd my mouse go? Fit, resize to VM. Okay. No package. Num provides KVM. Okay. No matches. It's probably part of the Apple. If I were to hazard a guess. Post pass through. Interesting. All right, so let's go back. What were they doing? First edit and then the name. Mentos 7. Ooh. There we go. And then they were looking at CPU mode, host model, host dash pass through. Wait. Is this no? Then info. All right, hold on. It's just host model. Okay, so that checkbox does not do it all. That checkbox is a bit of a misnomer. All right, so let's do this. Let's turn this back off. Force off. That's fine. Then let's change this to host dash pass through. Okay. Oh. That's interesting. Why can I? Oh, can I do that? Interesting. Might be a way to do it. First start. Wait a minute, he destroyed and then. Destroy. Start. Okay. All right, what was the other thing that we're looking at? That was. Oh, actually, that was the KVM? No. Now, what was it? What was the thing I was looking at? Oh, that's the one. Okay. Cat sys. Erp. Huh. How did I get there? No, still no. All right. Well, I might be measuring this wrong because dev KVM is there. I'm going to work under the assumption that all is well for now, with the caveat that it could change. Yeah, with the extreme caveat that it could change. Just shut this down. Close it. And then molecule destroy. Let's go ahead into Vagrant and the pulp dash server Vagrant up. So this would be actually an interesting test, which is to see if libvirt is going to be able to talk to my pulp server. That will be interesting. All right. Converge. It's still there. Why did molecule not destroy that? Just do delete, sure. No write access to the parent directory. Say what? All right, temp molecule RPA server default less vagrant shantashan5.er. Domain about to create is already taken. Please try to run vagrant up command again. Huh. Wait a minute. Call to ver domain create with flags failed internal process exited while connecting to monitor failed resource device or resource busy. Project Ansible VPS server. Still there. This is a wee bit of a conundrum. Delete. Delete. Alright, let's try to converge. Alright, let's temp molecule all the way in. Vagrant dot volume for domain is already created. I should have recorded where that was. Not there. Oh wait, I should be able to look at the vagrant file. And it should tell me where it's looking, right? Oh wait, it would be under, come on fingers. The vagrant.yaml. Or not. Key? Oh wait, state.yaml. Oh. Instance config.yaml. Nope. Let's go look back at the vagrant file and make sure I'm not being silly. Config hash load blah blah. You know, we could just do this. Vagrant global dash status. Vagrant destroy A2 AC. That should be enough. Remove stale volume. Okay. Converge again. Okay. Nope. Darn it. Less. Call to ver domain create with flags. Journal in the process while connecting. All right. This guy. Source path var lib libvirt images default CentOS 7.5. Libvirt images default. Let me see. There. Okay. So let's do this. Destroy. Liar. Global status. A2 AC. I'm trying to destroy it. Lies. All right. Of course, cannot access. Wait, what? Vagrant global status prune. Okay. So converge. Ah, come on. Wait, what? Um, Storage volume exists already. No, it doesn't. I removed it ungracefully, but I removed it. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I'll create XML failed storage volume exists already. This can be worked around by restarting the libvirt daemon. Oh. Device resource busy. This is part of the reason I'm not a huge fan of this thing, because it's such a pain. And of course, this isn't here. Guess not running, guess doesn't exist. All right. So oh, come on, you worked and now you're just complaining. What device or resource is busy? Let's initialize KVM device or resource busy. So does this not start because of that error? Let's start because of the error. Fail to initialize KVM device or resource busy. Oh. Alright, well that explains something. Shoot. So this means that I should have known better. I knew this was a problem. I cannot run VirtualBox and KVM at the same time. There's a limitation on resources or the kernel resources, so only one hypervisor or another can get it. Which means that Pulp server, which is running on Vagrant or VirtualBox, is going to need to be transferred over to libvirt. And then everything has to run in libvirt. I cannot do a half and half solution, which is what exactly this is. The alternative is to use the emulation QEMU instead, but I'm surprised they still haven't. This might be a security thing, and that's why they're doing that. Anyway, all right. That would explain it. Now, why molecule destroy doesn't destroy the VM out, or like, why is that still here? I don't know. Well, that might be another symptom of the KVM. Alright, so what would it take? Vagrant file. What would it take to move this? Would potentially have to tell Pulp server to re-download its stuff if I can't convert the disk. It's not the worst thing in the world, just let it run overnight. It's not that big, it's just annoying. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do. Alright, so Vagrant, libvirt, example. How to use Vagrant KVM. There's a Vagrant KVM. Or is this supposed to be the libvirt plugin? No, there's a Vagrant KVM. Huh. Alright, create Vagrant file. Can I just simply do that? Would that work? Vagrant, halt. Probably won't convert well. Probably won't convert well. What am I thinking? I'm thinking. I don't know what I'm thinking. I legitimately don't know what I'm thinking. Um, Actually, I am thinking that I am thinking I probably won't. Well, let's just try it. Instead of me speculating, let's just do it. Provider equals libvirt. Yeah, that's what I thought. Future version will remove this until then destroy the existing machine. Okay. Alright. On the plus side, I was able to prove that, or be able to get libvirt working with this guy. And I was able to well, I figured out some rough edges as to where some things are. So can't run VirtualBox and VirtualBox and KVM at the same time. I should have known that. That's been there for years. But the Pulp server, which is an RPM cache for the laptop, local cache, cannot is on VirtualBox now. It needs to get pulled over to libvirt KVM. In order for that to happen, I can either convert the disk, which has, in my experience, just been a royal pain, or I just simply destroy, recreate, and re-download the stuff. Thankfully, because I have Ansible in place, it should just auto pull down and sync everything without me having to do too much intervention. The other side of things that need to get tested is to verify that the ports are getting forwarded appropriately. So in this case, right here, so there's two things. One is I have a custom private network. That's not going to work because it's not VirtualBox. And then I'm also going to have a forwarded port for 8443. And that may need to change as well. So pretty much everything here I need to reconfigure and then tell it to try again. All right, well, let's go ahead and destroy. Let's do this code here. And then we'll do a vagrant destroy. And then we'll do the up provider equals libvirt. And we'll see what bombs. Ugh. Waiting for domain to get an IP address. There's the Pulp server. I'm curious as to what he's doing. Alright, so it does do forwarded. Well, it's attempting to set up forwarded ports. Whether it works or not is a different thing. Oh, it did create its own virtual network. Interesting. I like that. Okay. So in theory, that should all be working. Me like very much. Oh, and Ansible's not found because I didn't source it. Ow. Vagrant. Vagrant. Provision. There it goes. That's not going to show the network IO. That'll show the network IO. I want the network IO because as soon as it actually starts downloading in the packages, this will spike up. It'll spike up real good. Okay. So if I want to... Oh, there it is. What's up? Yum doesn't have cache data at this point. The safe thing to do is fail. Ew, this is one of those nasty ones. Cannot find a valid base URL for repo. Oh, do I have dependency issue with my stuff? I may have a dependency issue with my stuff. Alright, let me look at what was my Ansible trying to do. Playbook. Install Apple. Oh, that was it. Just install Apple release. So why did you... There's no dependency issue. Why you freak out? I can't get in this way. It's the one downside of using Vagrants. You can't get in the normal way. Vagrant SSH. Let me in, let me in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your firewall down. Come on, let me in. I even gave you a nice little bedtime story and everything. It was able to get in. It should be. There it goes. Just slow. Alright. Sudo yum install apple-release. Let's see this in its original glory. Oh god, this is slow. Why is it so slow? There's no reason for this thing to be slow. Alright, what do we got? Error was could not resolve host mirrorless.centos.org. Ooh, it's got no internet access. That's a problem. Why does this thing not have internet access? Route. No. I'm having a brain fart. CentOS 7 list routes. Yeah, I'm. Oh. Okay. Laptop's freaking out. I don't have. Where might. I'm confused. Why is this thing having a problem? Alright, well, this is very unique. My laptop lost its wireless access, or it's confused about it. That's why this thing won't work. In the meantime, obviously I have internet, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to see me, and I wouldn't be able to get out. And this thing's saying everything's all good. So, and my status over there saying everything's all good. So what happened? Yeah, my fingers. NM's CLI con show. We still. Oh, that's interesting. They're making a new bridge every time I start a VM up. Interesting, but it's not necessarily me. Oh, this is. That's not what I wanted. That was not what I wanted. let's destroy this. Help server default. Vagrant destroy. Yes. Okay, it's gone. What are the chances this thing figures out? God, if that ends up being the case, that is going to be annoying. Why do I still have 2 more VRBRs? Berbers. Oh. This shouldn't have gotten confused. Burper Nick. Burper 1 Nick. And then just burr. Alright, unfortunately I can't show this, but I need the internet. Ubuntu default gateway. Actually, let me see. Hey, 92. 168.13.5. Alright, I'm on the network. I'm on the internet. My default route get messed up. Nope, it's there. I can. But why is this thing still having the big old question mark of certain doom? CLI con show. Let's delete that bridge. This is when we were first starting out. Turns out we don't need that bridge. So actually, do I have internet now? Are you playing nice? I have internet now. I'm confused. I'm officially confused. Well, and the laptop's still confused because it's still got the question mark up there. Alright, nmcli delete bridge. Remove the bridge. Modify network connect modify. Where is it? Where is it? Delete a connection. nmcli connection delete ID. This guy. Go away. Wait, what? Unknown cannot delete unknown connection ID. What? Fine. That. There. nmcli con show. Looks better. Still not entirely sure why Vagrant lived for. Interesting. Okay. Came back, question mark disappeared. Okay. Maybe it was the bridge. Maybe it was something else. I'm not entirely sure. But let's try this again. Vagrant, up, go. And let's just watch things a wee careful. Do this. I want to not be doing that. Tmux. I can't remember this. Tmux new session. Just no. Temp. Stop it. Stop. Okay, there it goes. What to say? All right. What's the Emacs new session? Okay. What? There's only the one session. There we go. Well, and actually the network's staying because Apple installed and everything. Is my rogue bridge really causing that much of an issue? It's possible, but it is a little odd. More or less the same location, but I want to make sure this is a routing versus a resolve flummox. Though this may not come back, it's been fine. So we'll see. It's very strange. Well, unfortunately, this is not a quick thing. Oh. By no means. I mean, it's setting up the pulp server, but as soon as it installs pulp, it then sets up all the repositories and then tells it to go and sync right there and then. And that's where we will see our network history spike and never come back until it's done. And I have not timed how long that actually takes. Alright, well, it's not coming back. I'm determining this done and a waste of my time. Alright. A waste of network packets. Trying to think. Trying to think if there's anything else I can do in parallel while Pulp does its stuff. The short answer is no. The reason being is because I currently have everything pointing to Pulp. And we don't even know if the port forward or the way I handled things as far as the port forward and the some of the back end magic I had to do for connecting to pulp through the internal network, if that's going to be um, if that's going to hold. We'll find out once we stand up another thing that when pulp is done, but alright, so it's setting up the repositories, disable feed SSL validation, and now it does the sync. And I should be seeing my receiving spike. There it goes. That was brief. When you do sync, right? I got a CPU pegged. One of my CPUs are... No. Oh, wait. That's right. I forgot. One of the first things it does in the sync is it needs to talk and figure out the list of things it needs to do. Because you're supposed to be able to sync multiple times and it'll only download the parts that updated rather than wasting all your bandwidth. And it flopped CPUs trailing down, and there's the network. Alright. Unfortunately, this is where the waiting game begins, and I got nothing else until this follows through. So, while this does it, as a brief reminder, Sublime, that's where I got my notes for now. Alright, so let's update this a little. Use KVM. Okay, that was. For embedded virtualization and proper OS stacking or OpenStack testing. Part of this is the migrate pulp to KVM. And then we will have migrate pulp to we'll also have brain fart. I'm sorry. Tired. Once we move things over, we need to validate other hosts can contact pulp. And then we'll also need to confirm or figure out how to enable nested virtualization via molecule. That's going to be a setting, or a raw arg is what I suspect it's going to be. Once we've done that, validate, well, update and validate all Ansible projects work with KVM. Once we have done that, we should be able to configure testing Ansibleizing Octavia. And then I think that's it. And then we'll be back to where we were originally. So I'm going to try and get most of this done off camera. Yeah, I'll try to get most of this done off camera, get this done, because this will be waiting on pulp, but also B, a lot of this is just kind of just tweaks here and there of what we already have. And then this will be, the roll should be made the same way as any other roll. which you can see I've cached on my YouTube channel as to what I've done for the other services. And then after that, a lot of this is actually still behind the scenes, so let's kind of work this out a bit. So this will be off camera. Let's do a do that. That will still be off camera. This part will be off camera. I would like to do deploying of OpenShift on camera. To be fair warning, it's not the most exciting thing, but it's nice to understand how to put together that inventory file. And then once it's up, we can try deploying Plex. This will still be on camera. This should be off camera. Deploy services continued. At this point, this should actually be on camera. Okay. So that's kind of where things stand now. That's about it. Unfortunately, until Pulp Server figures or downloads everything, I've got nothing else I can actually show. Everything's kind of dependent on it. But I mean, it's currently about 15 till, so I was gonna have to wrap up one way or another. This actually looks like a natural stopping point. So, thank you very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to hit me up. I do see actually one viewer on YouTube, but the caveat of what I'm about to say may not apply because I'm not sure if I've actually updated my channel with that information. But at least if you're on Twitch, down below you should see links to my YouTube channel, to my LinkedIn and Twitter feed. Feel free to like and subscribe to videos. I always try to. I'm actually really behind right now, but I try to get the archives moved up over into YouTube. I do need to catch up on a few of those, but because I've started live streaming, all the ones so far just kind of get posted automatically. Let's see. Normal schedule, Tuesday and Thursday, 7 to 10. And it really should actually just have a paper that just lines this out. Here's stuff to recap. There was one other thing, and I'm drawing a blank. As a heads up, being that it's the holiday season, and we actually have 2 holidays coming up quite fast, I will be on next week, standard times. My hope is to get to here. Let's do this. Goal end of year. We want to be here ideally within the before my last stream. So again, I'll be on next week, Tuesday, Thursday, 7 to 10. I will be taking the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's off, and then I will start streaming again on the week of the 7th. So normal times would be on the 8th and the 10th. It's just for the holidays, refresh, try and regain some level of sanity. But the goal is, again, to get through all this by next Thursday. So that's quite the list. I think I can do it. Most of this is all off camera, and then we'll be able to ideally show this Tuesday and Thursday, and should work. We'll see. Anyway, I want to thank you again for joining. Again, check me out on the links below. Like and subscribe. Click, or however, if you like what you see. Feel free to comment on the videos, and I'm always a big encourager of ask questions, try to generate a conversation. By all means, this is as much a learning experience as I hope this is as much a learning experience for you as it is for me. I know I'm learning a lot, and I just want to make sure that I'm not the only benefactor of this. Would very much like for you all to benefit from this as well. Anyway, so with that, I will stop rambling and let you get on with the rest of your night. I hope you all have a very good rest of your night. Have a great weekend, and I will see you again on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, sharp. Have a great one. Until then, happy coding. Have a good night.